I want to ask you about South Africa, your work with the Killing Fields. Tell us about the documentary and how you came to do that.
Well, I've always been someone, so I consider it my job to tell the things not being told. I consider it my job to be out there on the pavements, on the sidewalks, finding the stories and telling the truth. So I think too many boys spend too much time sitting in studios behind bright lights, and not enough of them spend time going out to see what they're actually talking about. I've travelled with migrants across the Med. I've slept on Skid Row in LA. And with the killing of the white farmers in South Africa, I went to the farms in South Africa. I slept on white farms with farmers, with victims, with widows who have lost their husbands, to better understand the genocide of the whites that I am very clear is happening. Whites are being killed in South Africa at a rate 5 times that which is normal, the murder rate in South Africa, 3 times the rate of the South African police service. And when people say, well, this is just typical, it's a very dangerous country. Well, yes, it is. But if you look at the way that these white farmers are hunted down, they are then tortured in their homes for hours upon end with blow torches, with hot irons. They are strung up with wire. Really, really devastating, and it breaks my heart that Australia has gone back on its offer to give refugee status to South Africans. Truly, at the moment, I think it's just today, actually, in your country, you're saying they don't deserve refugee status. And what I would say to anybody who has something to say about South Africa is, why don't you go? Why don't you go and sleep on the white farms at night? Because at night is when the monsters come. And they don't stop at anything. They are out to kill the Boer. They have a song called Kill the Boer. It is a politicised genocide of the white farmer. They're down to about 4% now. And within my lifetime and yours, there will be no white farmers left in South Africa. But because they are the wrong colour, the world is prepared to look the other way, and Australia has just decided to do the same. And the more that I can help people understand what's going on the ground, please do have a look at my documentary, Killing Fields. I speak to one of the farm murderers who talks about why they rape 3- and 4-year-olds, the children of the farmers. It's a powerful documentary. It also involves members of the South African Police Service who know that they are also complicit in the genocide of the whites. It's the weapons of the police service being used against the white farmers. So time is running out for the white farmer. I guess the question is, now that Australia has turned its back on them, who will they go to next? Where do they run to? Because they are poor people, they have nowhere to go.
You're absolutely right, Katie. It is shameful that what our government has done. Peter Dutton, the Home Affairs Minister, was all for at one stage allowing South African farmers in. We on this show have repeatedly argued for that, putting out the red carpet because we can't think of anyone better to bring into the country, particularly
yes. Paul Toohey did a really excellent report for News Corp going to South Africa.
Yeah.
Talking to the farmers, just exploring exactly what's happening there, and the stories are harrowing, just absolutely horrific accounts of violence and intimidation.
And what is clear, Katie, is that the bureaucrats, our left-wing bureaucrats in Canberra, have got in and pulled the rug on this. You're absolutely right that it's disgraceful. James?
Oh, I was just going to ask, I mean, just to follow up on this, we have seen some good reporting on this, but not enough. I want to know, is South Africa going down the same road as Zimbabwe?
Yes, absolutely. So Zimbabwe was the breadbasket of South Africa. Because the white farmers were culled from the land there, it is now in absolute famine. They're going to be requiring food aid and are requiring it. South Africa is following directly behind that. So the more that you chase whites off the land, you can't just put, respectfully, a black individual onto that farm. They don't just become a farmer, and very often these farms are just looted. Everything is stripped from that farm. It's no longer a viable farm. Those white farmers are needed in order to feed South Africa. But you know what's going to happen? They're going to hit famine, and when they hit famine, they're going to blame it on climate change, and then they're going to say that we need aid from Britain, from Australia, from other countries, people like me who've been warning about this.